I'm Terry Allen with Beetle Buster USA. We have Bruce Wallace from Australia, the inventor and developer of the Beetle Buster. And today we have with us Lynn Williams with the Beehive Thermal Industries with the Mite thermal board. And Lynn is going to show us how he installs and we do the Mite thermal treatment for the Varroa mite and the small hive beetle.
Now the beauty about the marriage of these two products is it's organic. We use temperature to terminate the Varroa mites. Temperature will virtually terminate everything in the hive body and any brood section from pesticides with no harm to the bees. One thing that we guard against is the fact that small hive beetles, even after we have terminated, small hive beetles and the mites will come back and reinfest a hive shortly afterwards, which can eventually cause the collapse of the hive. So what we're going to do today, we already have the Beetle Buster on. Bruce and Terry have been very kind in, with their design so that it'll incorporate the Mighty Mite Killer. So we're going to start now and show a setup and go through a mite kill. Alright, first thing we're going to do with the setup, this system is designed with what in the automation industry, which is my background, and what we call dual sensor control. The thermal unit, thermal pad, has a thermistor sensor embedded into the heater pad. We're going to install a sensor internally here on the top center brood frame in the hive. It always goes in the bottom box. If you're doing double deeps or a deep and a super for your brood, it always goes in the bottom box. So we'll do that first and get ready for setup. To ensure sealing, you can work off the side if you want to, but so that the sensor and the cable line up properly, you take a pocket knife, you make a notch in the very rear end of the hive body or super, and you count your frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Frame number 5 is the middle one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to line up with this one right here. And we're going to make a little notch. From here we go to the center. Sensor needs to be in the very center of the frame. So we're going to position it right there. We do furnish staples that you can push or tap in. Be sure and line up if you use a staple gun dead center so that you don't accidentally cut one of the cords in the sensor. Bingo. We're set. Slide the unit in. You have to pick it up or down?
Push down, and push in.
Alrighty.
Okay.
We're completely in. We have a special closure stick. It'll be marked. Cable for the small hole. The large hole is a slot for air to breathe in, because with rising temperature, we have to draw oxygen into the hive to make sure that the bees don't have oxygen starvation. Okay, one of the things about doing double deeps, even a single deep, and then a 10 frame super is brood, or even 3 supers is brood, beekeepers are rotating these to keep the queen moving to the top. When you do that, you break your wax seal. Painter's tape works great. The boxes are only a 0.4 R-rated installation factor. So when you look at this under a thermal image camera, it glows out any place that you don't have a good seal. When you can seal it, the startup time reaches mite set temperature shorter, it's less stress on our bees. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to install the insulation board. Sensor always goes in the center, bottom, hive body, or super if you're using that as a brood. Be gentle with your bees. Alright. You're going to have some weight to make sure you seal this. Push down on it. Put another super on top. We're going to put the lid back on. We're going to add some weight. Now the rising heat will vent through the hole in this insulation board and back out the hive, the atmosphere. So you plug it in. First thing you're going to see is a series of all the lights flashing. What that tells me is what program revision I have in the unit. Solid lights are nothing more than you have power on the unit. You have to press this mode button firmly. It has an industrial relay in it. You press it firmly. Now you have a blue flashing light. You have to be diligent about this part. When this light changes to green flashing, you remove my special closure stick, install a standard closure stick using the 3-inch opening. You place it over the cord here. Now the reason for that is it's just good practice. At cooler temperatures, if you got a little wind blowing, you'll get a gust of air in there. And what happens, it will cycle from green flashing back to blue flashing, which means we are below the set point temperature to kill the mites. That means it takes longer to complete your mite kill. So green flashing is what we want to maintain, and by using a standard closure stick, it settles the unit down. We sit there and hold that set point temperature. Alright, depending on ambient temperature, we should be at mite kill anywhere from at 90 degrees is about 3 minutes. 70 degrees can run as long as 25, 30 minutes. So we're going to sit back and take a break. As soon as the green flashing light comes on, we'll finish the setup. Okay, we currently have a green flashing light, which means we are at the mite set point temperature. Using the Beetle Buster, the special closure stick is slotted for, what do you call this, Bruce? Your
The closure stick, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the angle.
Yeah, that's the PVC angle.
The
Yeah.
PVC angle right there, it is slotted for it. So that way you get a nice snug fit going in. So what we've done, oh, I stepped on the fire cord. What we've done is we have slightly adjusted this back out just enough to where the bees can vent and come and go. Okay, you'll notice when we got to the green flashing light, we adjusted the closure stick, allows more oxygen in and allows the bees to come and go. But now we have a red flashing light. Do not be alarmed by a red flashing light. the controller and sensors are so sensitive that if we go more than 2 or 3 tenths over the mite set point, it'll go red flashing. The controller actually stops its output of temperature. It will slowly drift back down and it'll go back to a green flashing light. That's just due to accuracy. So I like to tell all my beekeepers, if they see a red flashing light, don't be alarmed and ignore it. It will slowly come back down to a green flashing light. Thank you, and we'll see the results in 2.5 hours. Okay, we've completed our mite kill cycle using the Beetle Buster. So now we're going to start dismantling. So Bruce, I'm going to pick this up, and you're going to take the insulation sheet off, gently. Now we're going to leave the sensor in this one. So we're going down on one knee. We're going to turn the nut here, and we're going to drop the sensor out. Put it to one side. Hive tool.
Yep.
We'll remove the stick. Gently. We're going to set this up here. And nice and slowly we're going to slide the unit out. Now what you're going to see here is some honey, and that's from open cells, and with temperature it's going to weep down on the board. Don't be alarmed. We had a little bit of comb. It was on the bottom of the brood frames. We probably sheared it off when we put the unit in. Nothing to be disturbed. They're already seeing hive beetles on here. Now typically, the dead bees that are on here were either infected with the 11 different viruses that the mites transmit. As after the plate cools off, you can already see all the little speckles of dead mites, hive beetles here, there, and on different parts of the board. Now the majority of them, the bees will clean out over the next 72 hours, the next 6 days. Also, you can raise this, and in some cases, the mites, when the temperature starts going up, they start looking for a place to hide. And you see some around the edges here, back here, and down on this side of mites. So, come on, honey. Move on out. There you go, babies. We've even had cases where one customer is a scientist. She would actually take a long needle and turn the dead bee up and find a mite directly underneath it, where it was, you know, a phoretic mite was living off the bee, and both of them died at the same time. And thank you for enjoying the show. And this is Bruce Wallace, inventor of the Beetle Buster, Lynn Williams, Beehive Thermal Industries, inventor of the Mighty Mite Killer, Terry Allen, which is Bruce's United States representative for Beetle Buster and also for the Mite Killer. And y'all have a blessed day. Thank you. All right, one of the nice things about the Beetle Buster is in the past we've used sticky boards. I use aluminum plates that also have polyscreen wire on them to do the 72-hour and 6-day mite count. Not only does it trap the mites, but with this slide out board, we can see the evidence of dead small hive beetles and the mites all the way across this board. There's probably, looks like just a rough count right now, probably 100 to 200 dead mites just in the initial treatment. Now what we will do is we will clean this board, insert it back in to the Beetle Buster, and then our customer here will be able to do a 72-hour count as the bees keep cleaning the mites out, and then a 6-day count. And that's pretty much the industry standard for any treatments. And I really love this feature. It's excellent.